Sanje chedon zojen jonon la shanje pada dama jasin che dakwe shinso jebe sonam dola penche sanje draba sho sanje chedon zojen jonon la shanje pada dama jasin che dakwe chishe jebe sonam Dola penja sanje draba jo sanje chedon soje chono la shanje bada dana jazen dage chishe jibe zono je dola penja sanje draba jo sanje chedon soje chono la shanje bada dana Nage Geshe Jibe Tsona Je Dola Bencha Sanje Draba Good morning again.
Good morning.
Everyone finish your breakfast? Everyone have some coffee? It's good. Make sure everyone to wake up. Good. Anyway, it's wonderful. We are very great. We are very wonderful. Able to wake up today. Able to join with the class today. Able to talk, and today we don't know tomorrow what happened. I think enjoy your life with like that. Otherwise, we say, I'm going to enjoy my life tomorrow. Maybe what happened tomorrow, we don't know. As we can see, there's some people that after come out of the mother's womb, they die. Some people, they die a couple weeks, couple months, therefore, you can see these things always. Then we say, we need to happy life. We need to happy all the time. Then we say, when I become happy, how I become happy? When I can start? I think like just basic easies. I can say like easy, I don't know, easy or not. Just rejoice whatever you have today. Most important things, like I think Western people have like, this is also not something they heard by, or there's some tradition, you think, very old memories keeping in your mind. Therefore, it doesn't fix. Sometimes like 20 years kids, they start coming here right now. This is like, I think the culture of the country. It's not someone's problem. And even this is like happened, but basically reality, it doesn't fix. Therefore, most important things, His Holiness just mentioned last week. He has also the Science of Book, and the second book was published in Western publication. That time book launch, it said, is someone's not mood? Who's maybe Leonard? Oh, good, yeah. Otherwise, some people maybe have some problem. Good. Thank you. He said, basic things just, scientifically, and not to think about for what have happened past, what happened in the future. Just, do things, whatever you have today, just rejoice that. I think this is very important, very unique advice for all of us. Especially the pandemic time, this time. We have physical problem, mentally problem, financial problem for all of the world. It's not just us. Therefore, so many problems going on for all of the world. Everyone's mind very confused. Then the cause from that things, then we have a lot of stressful. I'm sure there are a lot of mental problems. Therefore, this is like a worst time. Example, if you go to war, you're the army, the lot of your friends got killed. Maybe you got won, but you're not killed. You say, oh, I'm lucky, I survived. Because a lot of my friends got killed. But I got won, but I survive. I think this those people can think that way. If you're not very serious wound. Exactly like that. As we are here, whatever, think about the way outside the world or outside your house. You don't have to go far away. There are a lot of things going on physically, mentally. Therefore, we are lucky. And today we are not one of them. Then we don't know what happened tomorrow. Therefore, today, whatever you have is I'm lucky. Thanks to Buddha, I'm able to, survive, or I'm able to, use my the perfect human's life one more day. Just you think about that. Of course, you have to preparing tomorrow, but not worry too much. Therefore, I think this is how to keep your daily life to a good way. And in other words, you're looking. If we are looking for the negative way, we always see negative things. This is 100%. This is the hard feel our mind as how's that project that project. That's correct. Example. I have no example. Very good example, especially in the Western people, lay people have experience. I'm sure you change your lot of your boyfriend, girlfriend in your life, right? You have to read 4 or 5 times. Like to me, Tibetan today, I don't know right now, it's old tradition, that's just once their life, the one, that's it. They don't change it. But here, so you go to shopping, you buy another, change tomorrow, now change tomorrow. But also like here, in like Tibetan old tradition, like India, they also marriage like the parents, make together. Sometimes the boy, girl never see each other. The parents put together. They got, if you luck, no luck, doesn't matter. The connection of family, they put together. They have to, stay however. But those things also very, beautiful life for them. But here, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like how culture like work, how they grow up. You change it 4 or 5 times. Therefore, first you made this also like complete free marriage here. And also you can choose whoever you like. You can choose. But first you meet them, you say, you are my best. I love you. I want you. Say that. Whatever he or she says, see, things every beautiful, every perfect, right? Then something wrong with the relationship. Whatever he or she say hurts you, do hurts you, right? Even you see that person, your mind just doesn't want to see. So what happened? It's not just complete change the other person's side. The some condition change your thought, right? Therefore, our our mind is very powerful. Our mental is very powerful. usually our how you say, what you call it, in mind, our man mind. Nando yellow to basna.
Mental consciousness.
Or mental consciousness follow the what you call this ones? Five
Senses.
senses, right? 5 senses follow the object for outside. Right? Nando yishegi wanshele wanshegi jilendo. Wanshe the yogi jilendo.
So the mental consciousness is developed by the sense consciousness, and sense consciousness is developed by the objects. Good.
Oh, my Tom has not very good internet. You said something like that.
Well, good.
Code it has like that.
Oh, good.
다 야오차서, 야오차서.
제가 딴 거거든요.
네. 제자 남주 배 가도 자세 잔데마다 가도 마체 셔다배나 일로대 왕식이지. 왕식의 유리지 되는 거 아니? 가도 주도요. 와.
Yeah, so most of the time it is true with the mind, following the sense consciousness, and the sense consciousness coming from the objects that they meet with.
제다도 지나서 냠냠 열어 다행히 그냥 빼셔 봐. 지나서 촉보 좀뭐 보선 거는 하스면 왔다 뭐 다 마체가 뭐 제타를 쌓아가지고 봐. 제자가 담보 투비 갈라다 오늘 지나 맞지 다 지나 맞지 다 등가 메시지는 메시. 아니 지고 깨인 전에 아니 가자. 되네 미티가 가래잖아 가도 나오친 로그모도.
So just like I said earlier, you first, when you met somebody that you want to get married and live life together, you find that person very beautiful, and then because and then if you find so beautiful that you're so attached to that person that you feel like there will be no life without this person. But then because of meeting with some condition, then you start to dislike each other, or come to the point where you hate each other and don't want to see that person anymore. Before you can't think about living without that person, now you don't want to see that person anymore. Like that.
제가 대망 제집에 자세 잔에 파시 자샤 파시 족주도 주다 소소쇼네 섬다다 지워 잡서 말아.
So like when we share that into like percentage, so we said 60-70% is from our way of thinking, right?
제가 간두고 섬다다도 빼 휴청 보여. 간두고 된 드그도 섬나 된 드그도. 간두 드그부터는 대 만디와노 차로 남지.
So if we think it's okay, then it's okay. If we think it's not okay, then it feels like it's not okay. It's just in our mind thinking like that.
Therefore, our mind is very powerful. Therefore, what the best way? How to keep your mind happy? Then just whatever you have today, just rejoice. Today you have heat. We don't know tomorrow. Therefore, today you have heat, just rejoice. Today you heat. Today you have healthy food. Then just rejoice whatever you have today. I think this is just like how you call it. I have the experience when I was homeless person. I was beggar. I'm not worried. What can I eat tomorrow? What I'm going to sleep tomorrow? Whatever you got today, breakfast, that's enough. You don't have to any worry. Then you got lunch. That's it. You don't have to. You're not worried to. Maybe you don't get dinner, but you don't worry. And it's something you mind. Whatever you got, just okay. That's good. That's your stress free. What's it?
Content.
Content, because it makes our mind much better. Then you say, okay, I got today, I got food, but I don't know what comes tomorrow. Then you just, even you eating food, you're worried tomorrow's food. Of course, the meditation, the Lam-rim, love zones, you have to, bring that to yourself this evening, tomorrow. But I think there's something we have too much. Therefore, whatever you have today, just rejoice. Just, this time, right now, the world's not very stable. What happened tomorrow? Therefore, whatever you have today, just rejoice that I think your mind become much better and much calm. if your mind also pretty calm, then you can do things also properly. You can say things also properly. Otherwise, your mind's not very stable. When we say things, we do things, all mistake. After, if your mind come back, then we have to say, oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't do that. Or it's terrible. It's, then we don't try to, tende se magawach, tende njobache magawach susukone chewsana.
So we have to, make sure that we don't get to the point where we have to say like that, or where we'll have to regret it later.
Okay, you got it? Okay, okay, now we're going to do a little bit of meditation, okay? If we talking all the time, same thing, talk again. Sometimes you guys tired. Same again. Now we already know what's Dharma, what's Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, what means meditation. Now we need to just meditation to our mind, just keep that to a little bit.
Stir up.
Okay, we need to stir our mind there. Now, especially we are, it's one thing important, Kasabana Tangun Songa, Kasana Chinazo Tonashoina. And Daji Namji going to Shanjo Semjonata, Gender and the Mega Dingo, the Summer Tanchi, Tang Go Marisa Kundu Sonas was. Gender Manga did the Norosayores, Machi Tendis at the page Norosawres, and the Losha Ching Marista Tele. And Daji Namjira no Kotara, and Daji, they want to do Nyambachi, and it only goes on a Tayashurit, Tap Desho Sonson.
그래서 다시님 뒤주는 정신 끼고 말했어.
다시님
끼고 말했어.
제거나 다시 냠제데 젠레 맹아데진데 다시 남제거네 삼바다다 탑 대노스 젠레 맹아데데 마시 텐더 투서 빼뇨로 사고도 땡아서 빼롤 지금도 다 텔레 아니 다시 냠제 검시나 담보 아니 대반도 저 동아면도 맞추마더니 다시 냠바 검테니 돈레 검야랑 레센데 대탑 대도 야도 아니 니리니로 수수 초와 냠네 체 뒤탑 대사를 그 소소 계산 디 된다도 단다 다노 소소.
So just last week, I think when His Holiness taught about, gave the teaching, he mentioned about generating bodhicitta, how we generate bodhicitta through these two methods, of equalizing and exchanging self with others, and through the sevenfold cause and effect instruction. So he suggested that we generate bodhicitta through equalizing and exchanging self with others, rather than going through the sevenfold cause and effect instruction, which is a little bit more complicated in this modern time of thinking, because where you have to think about all this sentient being as your mother, remember their kindness and so forth, and all, and this is more complicated, So rather than thinking that, just equalize, others with oneself, or oneself with others, or others with oneself, and instead think, others are all same as oneself and wanting to be happy and not wanting any suffering. And then just do the practice of taking and giving, tonglen. So you give, or you take the sufferings of others and you give happiness to them. So just do this practice, and through that you can generate bodhicitta.
제자 남주 인가도잖아 아니 단도 나제 냠제고는 로자다 깔레 카요레스테 옴보 노보모 제도 말했어요래 아니 젠데 명아 댕기고는 로자마다 옴보 노부 체야래 아니 레라요스다 오니 냠레라 파 자나도 오니 단다 지 돈len 고메데 테테 레라로 수요스로 도와스 다카도 군디게 또 송송.
So generally, when these two methods are taught, for generating bodhicitta, the method of equalizing and exchanging self with other, were to be for sharp faculty practitioners. But listening to what His Holiness mentioned, it sounds like it's more easier. It's easier, to meditate and to generate bodhicitta through exchanging and equalizing self with others.
예, 단지나 다 간다라 안에 다 젠데 명아 간데 다제 냠제고네 로장요 참발라 간지 아니 다 로장 된데미고네 로장한테 두리 용도 와.
And so when you generate bodhicitta through equalizing and exchanging self with others, then that method is taught in this teaching of 7-point thought transformation or mind training.
Okay. 다 된대게 아니 다제 총점을다 아니 년도 된지 최단 바스 미지 상치고 셈좀 와세 아니 간제 년도 된지 최단 바스나 강들다 상치고 셈 맞제we 먹으면 해야 아니 지 가로 자리로 가르치고 대송 거로 봤어.
And then, so in order to practice or generate bodhicitta, you and develop this method of equalizing exchange of self with others, which is taught in the 7-point mind training. And the 7 points of mind training, the first point is the preparatory practice, where you prepare by doing other practices in order to be able to generate bodhicitta.
다 네가 고면 돼 아니 신의 대도 고면 돼 당보치 자고요래 되네 아니 단존이가 저와마 더바 고면 돼 아니 대 레전드 고wen님은 고면 돼 다 대행아도 아니 간제 제워 중화된 리니가 아니 람곰도 당연히 로고도 와.
So the preparatory practice, what it includes, mainly meditating on the Guru devotion, and then the prophet human rebirth, death and impermanence, karmic law, cause and effect, and they did contemplating on the disadvantages or the the shortcomings of the cycle existence. And so basically, we have to go through the practices of the small and medium scope before going into the practice of the great scope.
제가 던져 먹으면 해달라다 아니 된지 곰 냠내 야보여가 제가 아니 손은 그 속사 아니 득바다고 한다 연하도 냠내 된다고 요래 된 어서다 제선바이 마스.
And in order to be successful in these practices, we have to accumulate merit, and so for that, we should engage in the practice of the 7 limbs, which we sort of did this morning by doing the Lama Zopa Guru Yoga.
다 가도 아니 되네 봤다 가도 신이 되고 다 신이 되다 마보 고모가지 가들 다 나라 지금 가로 같이 게드걸랑도 신청 말로 땜베가 아니 지금 대화침도 개념 신이든 trepada 까와서 보이 아니 신이 때도 신청 말로 지금 삼든 되지 삼네 다 삼단에 대해 다 시당 신이 때도 제보 삼나 다 람름도 나라 뱀면서 제보여로 와.
And so then after that, we start with the practice of meditating on the Guru devotion. And so no need to think so much about it. At this point, you can just think that it's by the kindness of the Guru that I have been able to meet with these teachings, especially the teachings of the Mahayana tradition. And so I will not transgress, or I will not practice the Guru devotion improperly, or not, like kind of criticize or defame the Guru and so forth like that. So just think like that. Of course, there's a very extensive practice of meditation you can do, just like it is explained in the Lam-rim teachings. But at this point, just think that, think about the kindness of the Guru by thinking that all these teachings that you've been able to get, is through the kindness of the Guru, and will make sure that I will not transgress any of the Guru devotion commitments or the precepts.
아니 텐데 영화대 아니 제라도 라마도 사지 셔서 참에 진짜라로 나서 오다 텐데지도 까마가지 곰쇼 왔어.
And then, so just thinking like that, about the Guru devotion, about the Guru, and then and to be able to think in that way, or to be able to successfully meditate on the Guru devotion, request the Gurus and the deities to bless you all the time.
Okay, 텐데 다라 something 다라 something there. 대단하다 또바도 제기요래서.
So you just think like that. That's the thing that you have to think, and just by thinking like that, then you will generate the realization of the Guru devotion.
제가 존조하고다 말 오마 뚜뚜다 오마 쳔모 치고도.
Okay.
오빠나 오마 뚜뚜다는 그 말투한 거 같아. 셴고 탑시 개말 오마나 말투하라 오마 그 뚜뚜다 셴베 개고 말했어. 제도 집아 간제 또바 제게체다 그 다른 셈 다른 곰 어두 잡내다 섬 다른 다는 데레스 담보고 템보 내가 다고 잡질라.
And so you have to keep on thinking like that, just like you churn, and then you get the butter, from that. Just like that, you have to keep on thinking. So first, you just place your mind on that on that object, on that thought, and just try to maintain that thought as long as possible. So just keep on doing that, and then eventually we'll get that.
알레 다 팅을 담봉어도 운주도 공부하다. 운주어도 그냥 코로나지 그러고 다 맹아지서 대야 수수 선반만 흘러요. 지서로스.
And then before that, actually, we're going to meditate on the breath. We do the breathing meditation. So this is also very important thing to calm our mind, to bring our mind in one place.
제가 대수수 셈 수수 우글라 셈다나 수수 파 우당아 파 땅거요 좀 추동 대다 수수 우그랑 질 파로 춘태고도.
And so your mind has to just follow the breath as it exhales and inhales. So when you're exhaling, your mind is following the breath and exhaling. When you're inhaling, then you follow your mind, follow your mind, your mind follow the breath, thinking that I'm inhaling.
어떻게 그 대tembe 맞이받지 다 야고 우장야 따드는 개pen 것은 맞고 tembe 맞이받지더라고.
So it's important to hold it, with your mind, not letting it go away or forget, but hold it with your mindfulness.
Okay, first I build this, the first building meditation, then second we do Guru Rinpoche, okay? Then we will not explain so many times. Start to Guru Rinpoche, as I mentioned, explained before. 다 지지라 아니 나도 다 단조니까 간제 다와제 좋아서 밀리 밀리 간제 아니 지금 된대가 밀리 간제 된다 뭐뭐 직접 심어 펜절에 펜하게 된다 뭐뭐 럽통에 밀리든 촐라 책임에 밀리데 배제 야보지 동거이 삼고요래서
And next, we're going to meditate on the prophet and rebirth. Where you think about the prophet and rebirth, the 8 ledgers and 10 endowments, and how valuable it is, and so therefore will not waste it, and instead it will use it, make a good use of it for the future lives. Thinking like that.
그래서 다양데 제워치나 아니 지코네 니카와 페이코네 니카와 아니 tran지코네 니카와서 뭐보요래 강다라 지금 아니 지금 제와 심어 펜체 아니 지금 수수 메세 된도 담바 용하게 남주 용해도 땅가도 단다 밀리디 차대요. 단된 초라 마치와지 아니 밀리 배체야 못한 게 이해삼도 내려고 삼나로.
And so thinking that I will not waste it while I have it. It has a great significance or value, and it's so difficult to achieve. If I lose it now, it will be so difficult to achieve. So there are so many, if there's extensive explanation about that, like how it is difficult to achieve, through the nature, the number, the examples, and so forth. So don't have to think of all that, but just think that this is so valuable that I have. So I will not waste it by doing the meaningless things. Rather, I will use it, to do something good, for the future lives.
아티 대나 돈으로 가나 간제 내차셔도 너무 유목의 영화도 맞제외. 지네 아니 밀리디 배체 땅가 이해산로. 밀리 린도라니 간제 유목의 영화도 맞제와지 책 이해산반로. 내려와 삼나 그게 맨로.
So this is the only rebirth, where you can use your intelligence, to do good, for yourself in the future lives. Therefore, it is extremely difficult to achieve, and while you have it, we'll make good use of it like that. So at the very least, will not allow this prophet and rebirth to be wasted by following the delusions.
어제다 든지야 밀이야 된다 봐 영화야 안에 라달라마 산지 산조 선비 진짜로로는 시어 든지 섬탄데 오래서
So I will make it meaningful. Rather, I will make it meaningful by practicing Dharma. So how do you make meaningful? Is by practicing Dharma. So that's the making good use of the prophet and rebirth. And so for that, request the lamas and guru and deities, to bless you to be able to do so.
어때야 데리라는데 단다라는 것도 이해삼도 곧 타시고 요래서
So even that, I'm going to do from today, from right this moment. So to come to that kind of conclusion.
어때 담보시 되네 니바데 다 단다라는 타 맞잖아 야 나도 남친 참에 지제 의미에서 야 뭐보세마 이렇게 해서 상니 가령 하고 매와 인자 아니 처음부터 바꿔들래 하고 매다 아니 에 가르고 데리 타치 담보대고 아니 되네 데리라 맞춰와야나 아니 단 쳐와도 그때들 하고 말이까지 쳐와 가로 다때 가로 간제 단다라 맞지나 아니까지 남친 참에 지쟁에만 이봐야자 아니 다 뒤순 초라 말도 지금 이해해야 될 까지 단 처음만 더 갖고 말고 차로 들어와.
And then think that I'm going to do from right now, and then that will lead you to think about the death and impermanence by thinking that if I don't do it right now, death may come anytime. Death is certain, but the time of death is uncertain, and that can happen anytime. If I were to die tomorrow, I will not be able to do it, or today, later, I will not be able to do this. So then, then you think about the death and impermanence, and then that will even determine you more to do this practice from right now.
오케이. 아니 담보 동아한테 아니 당연히가 니바 동아한테 처음부터 보고면 된다. 가지고 없나.
So on the first ring of the bell, you can meditate on prophet and rebirth, and then on the second ring, then you shift to the death and impermanence.
start meditation dead impermanent. 다 되게 아니 단조니까 저와 맞아봤고 뭐지. 다양 트렌드라 아니 간데 소소고 샘 녀모 야마데 짜장 저번 테라트네 레도와서 레도발라서는 양좀 코발았지. 간제 아니 렌트 몰아봐야 간제 레 냠바스는 레버 냠바 레야보스는 레오 야마데 지탱이 춘이래 때 젠데가 로타래 때자 아니 소소 샘 녀모 야마다 맞아봐. 네 개벨레 마도 다치카로 개벨레 코나 사기 좀 타로 제고서봐.
And so, so that was the meditation on good devotion, perfect rebirth and death and impermanence. And now next, meditate on the karmic law of cause and effect. So think about all these karma or actions that we create through motivated or determined by the delusions like attachment, anger, and so forth. So whatever karma that we create, is stored in our consciousness in the form of the imprints, and will not escape from experiencing the result of those karma. So if we have created negative karma, then the result is definite to have suffering. If we create positive karma, then the result is definite to be happiness. So since we want to be happy and do not want any sufferings, think that I'm going to create only positive karma, only good karma, good actions.
제다베나 레 마제바다 만트바 레셰바 침무서바 아니 랭게 바스다 렌데 콜야 빼만보 요레스 제번 르게 콜 삼바이나.
So think about the certainty of the karma, right? The certainty of the karma, like the karma is infallible. You will not experience the result of the karma that you have not created, and the karma that you have created and will not go in vain, so will not be lost. You'll have to experience the result unless you have destroyed it by applying some kind of conditions. So think about points about the karma.
자 빼차잖아 가지 두세대 코사잖아 아니 나용마다 매세대 코사잖아 나사대 tranro 그런 로탄로 was.
It's just like the nature of the medicine and a poison. Poison, if you take it, it will make you sick or kill you even. The medicine, if you take it, it will help and cure your diseases. So that's the nature of those things, right?
어째다 다 간주 소소고 샘 녀모의 자원의 전에 아니 링하였음게 그네 가지 제라 누베게 아니 삼지 시진데 아니 레가 제금이 섬에 타로 제고서 텔라다 간지 렌데 고성다로 납초면도.
So by understanding this karmic law of cause and effect, then say, think or determine strongly that I'm not going to create any non-virtuous actions, the actions of causing harm to others through following any of the three poisonous delusions. So come to that conclusion. Thinking like that strongly is meditating on karmic law of cause and effect.
다 안에 가제 레 개와잖아 저거도 다 레메 개와잖아 아니 양조 되가 뭔가 양 코발레 되죠나 코발레 깨가 나치게 동아 가디나 참도 장장다다 코안델레 타와노마토 타반도 삼다테 타치고 요메 텔라 다 고민이 검색을 처음으로.
And then so if you think then if I keep on creating negative karmas, then I'll be born in cycle existence again and again. So if I'm born in cycle existence, then I'll have to go through all the sufferings of birth, aging, sickness, death, and so forth. So think about this disadvantages of the samsara.
어제 다 담보대 애니 렌데지 이바든 코인이 먹고 맞다 양이 빌던 거 있어.
And so first, meditate on the karmic law of cause and effect, and then secondly, meditate on the disadvantages of the cyclic existence. So, the first ring, karmic law of cause and effect. Second ring, disadvantage of the cyclic existence.
어디지 다야 다 대라 아니 닌도든지 추된 바스데 된다 접선 말레스.
So with that, we have completed the preparatory practices.
다 니바카라도 단 코발레 좋아다 단 가라 주부 제대로 병에모도 semje tsama ngara na ji dewa na ji dunga mu de ba chi to re sem ani tanyo ko ba de re sem ji sha ji sem che wa ta la sa che ma de shi yo de ta ti thang bo de re se ko wa la chwa ta ya ngaro chu be che de ma yin ba sem je tsame che de to go ndus ga re na sem je tsama ngara na ji dewa na ji dunga mu de ba chi to re sa da ti ko wa de ne go re se ko wa.
And so then, you have to come to the conclusion by thinking about the disadvantages of the cycle existence, to be free from it. So it's so bad that I can't live here anymore. So I want to be free from this. So that's the renunciation, right? And then, think about that renunciation upon yourself, wanting to be free from samsara and to achieve liberation. And then, but it's not only me. There are so many sentient beings who are going through same kind of sufferings, who are same as myself, wanting to be happy and not wanting any sufferings. And so it is not good enough to just work for myself alone. I should also work for the benefit of all the sentient beings. So like that, then you think about the bodhicitta. And so that's the first point, of the generating bodhicitta, where you equalize yourself with others by thinking you're all same and wanting to be happy and not wanting any sufferings.
어때 당보지 다 다 다진냐고 마요비 진짜 가르나 아니 가디나 나라 짱짱 야만은 야만은 게 trobo nga님이 방에 라치버드 비친데 짱짱게 껴래샤 섬에다 아니 내 야보면도 삼고레스.
And not being able to equalize and exchange self with others, is because of the self-cherishing attitude. Always thinking about I. For me, I want to be happy, and so me and mine. And so by thinking that, therefore, I was not able to equalize and exchange myself with others.
이빠 당보 이빠 숨바치 다 숨바티 아니 다 젠체버드 비친데 세팅고네 빼면서 야버자 가디나 젠페글로서 야버자 텐디자 아니 다 젠체버드 비친데 연된고 담만다 삼바스 가지 젠체버드 비친데 다 콤페탄고 요레스.
So that way, think about all the bad qualities of the self-cherishing attitude, and now then think about the good qualities of cherishing others. So because of by cherishing others, and I can benefit myself and all other beings, and I can. So by thinking like that, so think about all the kindnesses, all the things that you have because of the kindness of others. And by thinking like that, then think about cherishing others.
Watch, teach. 다 아니 되네 시바데 다 다제 제와 아니 당 땡이 내라 아니 라짱짱 섬다 다디 삽라야 아니 젠라케 야라나 마니나 그드나 젠라 편토 제고도 스페나 아만다 보지마나 그디나 야라나 마냐 다 부고도 야 보시나 부고 밑에도 야 보나 짱짱다 가지 가디는 게 저거마다 가지 디셈도 코 잡로도 요바이나 대로 삼고 그래 가지 근데 제 아니 소소 제메바는 소소랑 데토마다 젠데 까디 침브리 젠데 까디 침바다 다 젠지 쳇데 레가 제고운도 삼베 삼소 대땅고 여러분 다시
So by thinking about these points of the bad qualities of cherishing oneself and good qualities of cherishing others, then think about exchanging self with others by caring about others more than oneself, and always thinking about others benefit, just like a mother who is always caring about or thinking about her only child, even when she is awake or sleeping, always thinking about other one's child, just like that. Think about others instead of thinking about oneself. So that way you exchange self with others.
어쨌든 다 텐데 다제 접알라테네 다 돈랭군에 공부하서는 변나 소소다나 고라고 나게나 단대야 샘치 탐쪽에 나사 디체데 사바로 샘치 처만데는 데다 마용 와쇼 사바로 소소 코노라고 사다 왔던데야 샘치 탐쪽에 코노 네가 고쳐버쇼 사바로 아니 소소라치 대화치와야 와카마나 타인데양에 샘치 처만한 데다 용버쇼 샘에 다두 진 돈랭 공부 그래서
And then on the basis of exchanging self with others, then you meditate on the tonglen, or taking and giving. So whatever whatever bad things that happen to you, like even small headache when you get, and just think about experiencing this on behalf of all sentient beings. So by you experiencing this, now they are free from their headaches like that. So anything bad happens to you, think about taking upon yourself. And like even if the delusions rise, like if you become angry and think that might become angry be sufficient for others' anger, and thereby they be free from their angers. So like that, even so. And then also when you experience any happiness, even small happiness, and think about others, like may others also be able to enjoy this kind of happiness. And so like that, all the time, think about taking and giving, taking all the sufferings of others upon oneself and giving one's happiness and virtue to others.
와야 당어도 까망아 곰작인다스
So we're going to meditate for about 5 minutes on that, okay?
안 당보 다지냐 봐도 고마인다스
And so first starting with equalizing oneself with others.
니빠데 아니 다친도 지견도 고마인다.
And then think about the faults of self-cherishing mind.
아니 대제라 니 당보니 봐 선바데 아니 제친도 지 연대도 삼바레다스.
And then third one is meditating on or thinking about the good qualities of cherishing others.
아니 시와데 아니 다지 제와된다스.
And the fourth one is exchanging oneself with others.
아니 나와데 아니 돈랭 땅고바된다스.
And the fifth one is meditating on actual taking and giving.
Okay, everyone wants some spill water? 5 minutes, okay. Chetan do shit go man chana chi lob do was. And then te tawada and chana tangin gole and thereby chana so sound tani kamangala gum to do jab shows. The jugite.
And so then, so this way, meditate. If you meditate in this way, then you will get accustomed or used to this method or practice. And so once you have done that one by one for about 5 minutes, then go through the whole from the start to the end again for another 5 minutes.
Okay. Don't think Geshe just make too hard working, okay? I'm boring. It's not boring. We already know. You already have pretty good, how you say, education what Buddhism, what the what's false. But now we need to learn exercise, okay? 5 minutes. First one, okay? I do the 5 times. 뭐야? 다 단계 가서 신년 때서네 단단 될 것도 돈을 검사 못 벌어. 다 소소 가망아 주시 검사 왔어. 발음 전에야.
So now, starting from the Guru devotion all the way to equalizing, extending yourself with others, and doing the practice of Tonglen on that basis. So up to that, so do it sequentially, up to that, for about 5 minutes now.
오케이. 그러나 누수는 세워는 것도 다 가로치 엑서사이즈로 작으로 와.
So if we do this way, then it will become exercise of doing this practice.
제가 곰잠 누수 삼다고 그래. 삼다라 다 샘티가나 샤네 되나 코나 니바이 퇴야였다.
And so you have to meditate, keep on meditating like that. And if you keep your mind, a thought in this way, and on the objects, on the thought like that, then that will bring up some realizations.
근데 가서 폰 록사와나 코나 록 짜지는데 쭉샤나 코나 갈래 코 풀차 차로도 거기서 렘바케 채우면도 뒤서로 오래다
So
다나 샤고다.
it's just like plugging your phone on the charger. If you keep on plugging it, then it will slowly it will charge fully. So just like that, if we keep on thinking like that, then our mind will gain that realization.
제가 야 남도 두저 영어들이 연바나 야 근데 변나 딱 만나 신이 때도 코 주부셔야 만나 취세를 취세체가 다라 곰잡 드네마 아니 단순히 간처보다 레레라 취세도 곰자요 그래서
So this is just to get us started. Of course, there's we have to do much longer than that. So if you have time, then just meditate on the Guru devotion itself, like for about half an hour, like that. Just think of that. Keep your mind on just that thought for 1 hour, for half an hour, 1 hour, and then same with the prophet and rebirth, and then same with the death and impermanence, karmic law, cause and effect, and like that. All this you can meditate for a long time.
Okay, ready? Okay, now I'm not talking to Bubba, okay? You have to do like about 5 minutes. Right now, the 11:18. We're going to enter 11:22, okay? 다 양정도 돈len 공개다. 아니 남주 돈len 나라다 대니 롱라 코스해지요래. 아니 소소고 파 담에 갈라야. 아니 저 소소지지 대화다 개와 레피자 강 연바데 호카부 나바치 아니 섬제 참마라 판로송 섬바치. 야부 투 담에 렘베 갈라야 아니 지 섬제가 링아야 덤지. 디반가 마게와 강 연바데 아니 지야 지다 가로 더커도 수고 나바치네 투요지. 아니 소소 샘게 힌들라 나야서 되지. 다시 노동으로 요바치. 디칸라 마 아니 더커도 수고도 레바다 아니 되게 변한가도 강하게 날아야 쳐타올나 고마시로 그러고 대나지 신에 매와 차송 사바지 도치네 아니 돈이 뭐 가로 롱라코세 도치 공고에서 했어.
Okay, so now we're going to meditate on the Tonglen, taking and giving, especially. So this, like they just said in the text, to mount this on a breath. So mount this on a breath. So as you breathe in and out, and think about taking and giving, with the breathing in and out. So when you breathe out, think about all your happiness, all your virtues, the 3 times, coming out in the form of a white light, a white cloud, white light, and then giving it to all sentient beings. Now, when you breathe in, think that all their sufferings and all their negativities, delusions, everything, you take to yourself, and it all comes to you in a form of a black suit or black liquid or cloud like that. And then at your heart, there's strong self-cherishing attitude and self-grasping ignorance. And so this all falls onto that. And then everything, all the negativities of the sentient beings, and the self-cherishing attitude and self-grasping ignorance at your heart all disperses, just like when you pour a hot boiling water on a snow, it all just disperses like that. Just like that, everything disappears.
대양 다 단대 관련 수수가 변나 동아여원 통도다 다대 직가로 문화라조로 말 받지. 근데 샘질라 민에 들이지나 다띠 답대요. 수수가 남주 뭐시바 하고사 들을래 질리 뭐 강에 왔더니 동아 야만 샘질들은 동아 어떤 데서만 보여래.
So not just thinking in general about that, which is not very effective, but rather thinking about specific sentient being. So if you have anybody like your friends, your relatives, people that are close to you, or like the animals that you see on the street, on the roadside, suffering, like think about those, and then it's more effective.
간제 지나게 못는데다 간제 묘목의 장화도 쇼침보 내차 세당 컨트롤 장화도 저도 근데 삼바이나 다 된된 거 될지 오래지.
And or you meet somebody on the street who is very arrogant or very delusional or very strong anger attachment like that. And so think about those also, like then think about taking their sufferings and delusions.
Okay, 다들 까망하고만 인다스.
So we're going to meditate on that for another 5 minutes, okay?
Are you tired? I hope not. Oh yeah. That tiga and the intro tenji chutan bad, Nishu Shanchi Samshan was and such a nigga. Kogata Gomjanta, the Didi on Rosenbares.
So with that, so we have completed the teaching and the practice on the first 2 points of engaging in the preparatory practice and training in the actual bodhicitta. So this is very short that we did, but if it were to be explained in detail, it can be expanded much more.
Okay. Any questions? If you guys so
did you understand the sequence of the practice to meditate on? So the sequence should be unmistaken. I think there is a point significance in generating realizations if you do it in the right sequence.
Okay. Yes, Mori.
Good morning, Geshe.
Two Mori together.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Could we just run through the list and the sequence in order again? I think that'd be really helpful.
Okay, who has the list? Anyone have list? Yeah, Jennifer, can you do? Otherwise, I said don't you translate, then we have too much times. From Guru devotion to like that, yeah.
Guru devotion, then perfect human rebirth, then
First Guru devotion.
Yeah, first Guru devotion, perfect human rebirth, death and impermanence, karmic call, laws and effect, short comings of samsara. Did I do that?
Yeah, samsara, yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, is that it? Perfect human rebirth.
Yeah.
Guru devotion, perfect human rebirth, death and impermanence, karmic call and laws and effect, and shortcomings of samsara.
So that's the preparatory practice. Okay.
Okay. Next one,
and then how about in actual in training the mind for that to generate actual bodhicitta?
The equalizing and equalizing oneself with others, then the disadvantages of cherishing oneself, and the advantages of cherishing others, then the exchanging self and others, the thought exchanging us of others, and then the actual practice of exchanging oneself with others. It's in Maureen, if it's helpful, it's starting on outline number 344 in the from here. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Another Maureen, you have question or Sam?
That answers my question. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. You both Sam. Yeah, good. You can spend like there's one option. You can just spend like 2 hours, 1 hour, 20 minutes. So you can or just maybe just 1 minute to meditation for everyone like that. You can do anything. It's your realization or not. It depends how you effort. Right? Like example, someone say, okay, there's some job, maybe apple pickup. Say apple pickup. You can say how much you pick up the apple. Count, you can get money like that. Then it depends on how much you get it. Someone get maybe 1 hour like maybe 200 apples, then they got 200. Someone maybe got only like 100, then they got only 100 like that. Depends on your action, your effort. The same as meditation also like that. If we know the technique how to go, then you have to just dig. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, quickly, just Geshe, I have the list that I have is 1, desire renunciation, desire to be free from the karmic cycle. 2, to feel devotion for our teacher, our guru. 3, to
No,
see
I think you go to different direction something.
different direction. Okay,
No,
could you?
do you hear the Jennifer list?
Yeah, but she was using different words than you used today, so then I got confused. So I have renunciation.
No, not that way.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's I think the Jennifer in the same first Guru devotion, then start Guru devotion. We don't talk renunciation.
Okay. So first devotion to the guru. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Also in the prayer book, on the foundation of all good qualities, the first 5 verses are the preliminary practices.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yende kuje tuje tembali yo tabara lebron tembe kibachi mata maje leje yebe tabe tenda sheda yugo de. Leso yawa chi chibaje yede jebe chibara shibi da kana. Tenegaro leso yawa chi chibaje ngede leso yawa chi chibada yede jebe chibata bada shibe jidala tamada. Pawata gato tada tabaje pada dabre. Ma kunde ko yede mara sibe patana yemere ne tai. Shura shibaje. Namda samba. Namda samba de shibada tenda shibe timbata. Ale da kharch. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, then do a little bit meditation. Okay, if you want to more detail, they understand that. Fourth Guru devotion, go to the Lam-rim, the liberation. Go to first section. They have more than 100 pages. Then the dead impermanent. Also the first how you call it, Tamjonyeka Chawamatoba. It's also like maybe 200 pages. Then legendary Kobe Nimuza Pacheta Shogoni Jasmia Yorova.
And then the karmic law of cause and effect and the disadvantages of the cycle existence.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
You
Good.
find that.
Okay.
Ani ta Rajindiji ta Pesha chicken and the risk came by the Rajindiji, and Jangchub, and there's a ta Pesha Kawana 20 Yorova.
Yeah, and then like thinking about the advantages of cherishing others and disadvantages of cherishing oneself.
Lama Zopa Rinpoche the debugging you manage Tejanja to the Jondo, Tejanja, Georgiani, Samotang, Tejang, Samotang, Tejo, Samotang do. Najitala Matuja, Majan River, Maleta, the Lama the testing open a Tony Chibogona, Tejanja gum.
So and also like it is said in the instruction. So think about this, remember this, with the word, means like by memorizing the verses, of the prayers that explains about the teachings. Like in the Guru Puja, there is a verse, about says like so like cherishing oneself is the is due to all the torments, and cherishing others is the basis of foundation of all good qualities and so forth. So those verses, you should memorize and then read them, or chant them, and then contemplate on the meaning. Chant them and contemplate. Chant them and contemplate on the meaning like that.
Ani pena Rajindiji General and Karo, Ranichi the Gubakinjiko, Tara, Tutarjo, Ranichi the Gubakinjiko, Ranichi Tara Chor. And then Jajdan, Ranichi the Karo. Digital Karo. Oh, Tara, and Jajdo teach you, Tara, Chubuchung, Manicho Naji, and the Tilasamata.
So just like you chant Om Mani Padme Hum many times, like on the mala. So just like that, you chant those verses many times, and then contemplate on the meanings.
Yeah.
And the Tikolata Shunju to Sonala Tiktani, Pellet take it.
And like that also, many good lines are from the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life. If you can memorize those lines and then recite them and then contemplate on the meaning.
Okay. How's you guys meditation? Too bored? Yeah, sometimes we do just, I think we need to do a little bit of meditation. I think we just talk always, same thing like again, then I think just taught to, how is that, guided meditation. I think we call this one a guided meditation. I just, I'm also reading the book. I'm not just thinking about myself. I'm reading a book, follow. I try to put together a little bit combined, a little bit shorter. Then, it's give you a little bit idea. Okay?
Yeah, it's very good.
If you have no questions, then we can stop. Do a little meditation. Right now, I think this best time to meditation. We don't have much place to go out, to hang out. We not, much, to gather together. Then, you stock your home. Therefore, always don't just go to the watch TV, the news, news usually they have so many good things happen, but they always just talk about bad things. Oh, broken news. Then it's broken our mind. broken news, broken our mind. They just, if when you just find some, how you say that information, then you don't have to look again, because if it doesn't bother your mind, it's okay. But I think right now for everyone also bothers your mind. Therefore, do a little bit meditation. You stop your home, just not just always just play a phone. Just recite some Om Padme Hum. So meditation, the meditation a little bit, okay? It can really help. Okay, now we stop.
Saji perki jukshin metok tram re rabding jini degyen padi sange jing du mikte ulwagi drokun nam dakjing lacher parshu jetun lame kutse rapten ching nam katrin le chokcher gi padang lo sang ten pedren me sasungi drowe mun sel tak tu neg yur chig idam guru ratna mandalakam niryatayami. From my two collections, vast is space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn with a strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. May even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Savior of the snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus in the hand, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all you holy wishes be fulfilled. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Mahayana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha's state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Mit se we ter chen resik, dream kien pe wam po jam pel yang, gong chen ke pe Urgyen Tsongkhapa, lo sang drag pe Jabla Solvade. Thank you,
Thank you,
Geshe-la.
everyone. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful day.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Wish for all
Thank
of
you.
you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Keep warm.